This is a Toyota Sienna with a 3.3-liter engine, automatic transmission. This is 4x4, all-wheel drive. And this van has a problem right now. It has the code p2111, which is for the throttle body, the throttle position sensor, which is everything is integrated on the throttle body. Sometimes it enters in Limp mode, which it only drives, it only can go about 5 miles per hour, and sometimes it drives fine with no problem.
Alright, and this is the throttle body here. This is not the throttle body connector, but the throttle body itself. And you're gonna be testing on these two pins here, pin number 1 and number 2, M minus, M plus. And let me show you what you have to do here, just in case, if you have to, if you want to go through this. Disconnect the throttle body connector. You already disconnected because this is the throttle body, and measure the resistance between the terminals M plus and minus, which are the number 1 and number 2 here, and the resistance should be between 0.3 to 100 ohms, 68 Fahrenheit. If the result is negative, then replace the throttle body because the throttle body is not good. Now, really quick, there is a problem with this kind of test here, because in so many cases when you do this test, the throttle body complies with the amount of ohms that Toyota is requiring for this to be good. Like in this case, for example, I'm going to be showing that in a second physically on the throttle body, because I measured the resistance and it complied with this amount of ohms. However, the throttle body was not good. As soon as I replaced the throttle body, the car started to run very well, and the check engine light went away in a matter of about 1 minute without resetting it. So don't always go by this, but if you do this test and it doesn't comply with this amount of ohms, you already know that it's not good. Here, if you have to troubleshoot a little bit more, this is what you have to do. This is the connector of the throttle body here. These are the pins, and minus and plus, pin 1 and pin 2, and the connector. Remember, this is the connector of the throttle body, and this is the name of the connector, T2. This is the connector, and here is what you have to do. Disconnect the throttle body connector, disconnect the EC and PCM connector, check for continuity between the wire harness side connectors. And so here is what you're gonna do. M plus, remember, M plus, T2 is the name of this connector here of the throttle body, as you can see, and number 2 connector, which is this one here. This is the first one you're gonna be doing, or you can do you can check on number 1 first, whatever you want. And M plus here on the connector of the PCM. This is the connector you're gonna be using, E6, the connector of the PCM, and it's pin 3 on the connector of the PCM, as you can see, M plus, you can see here. And body ground, no continuity. If you have continuity, then you have to repair the problem on the wires. The same you're gonna do here again, but this time it's not gonna be on pin 3 on the PCM connector, but it's going to be on pin 2. Here you can see pin number 2, M minus, and body ground, no continuity again. Now you have two options here. As you can see, you can either choose the connector of the throttle body to do this a test with body ground, or you can either choose the connector of the PCM, either ones, or you can do both if you want to. You can do it only on this one between these two pins and body ground, and here you're supposed to find continuity if everything is good with the wires, and here on the second test, no continuity. This is the last test over here. This is the connector of the throttle body again, and you're gonna do basically the same here again. Here, checking for an open circuit continuity if you do this test. So I already show you what the pins are and the PCM connector, also on this one here you can see. So I hope this help you out, and let's see what happens. Alright, and here is the throttle body. These are the pins here. You come from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is pin number 1 and number 2, remember. So it's the same as I show you on the software, and I'm gonna be checking the ohms here to see if this complies with the ohms. I'm trying not to cover the multimeter there. You see 5.9 ohms. So this complies with the amount of ohms that Toyota says it has to have if for this throttle body to be good. However, this throttle body is not good. Right there. Hopefully the camera is picking that up. So there it goes. 5.9 ohms on pin number 1 and number 2. So that, according to Toyota, that should be fine, but it's not good. So I went ahead and replaced it, and the problem was solved. So just be careful with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and do it. $10mm bolt here, and another one on the other side, but the other one is missing. $10mm bolt here. And the muscle flow sensor here.
You don't like this shit in your asshole.
Flathead screwdriver. One, two, three, four 10mm bolts for the throttle body. And this is a nut. I'm not sure this one here, but they all 10. It's also a nut. Before installing the new one, I'm gonna inspect the gasket, and this one looks very good. It's still in very good condition, so I'm gonna leave the same one. And this is the throttle body part number here. This is the new one here. And make sure you thread it by hand as much as you can, so to make sure that it doesn't go cross thread. The connector here. And the revolutions, the RPMs already came down by themselves. I didn't have to do any adaptation or anything like that. I did not have to adapt the throttle body. The RPMs came down to normal already after about 8 minutes of the engine being running. Thanks for watching the video, and God bless you all.